Well, this is dated March 5th, 1994. Dear Committee, I have learned of the availability of your women's soccer coaching position via the NCAA news. I feel certain that I have the experience in dealing with a championship team and could bring a great deal of credibility to your institution. I am intrigued with the possibilities involved in creating a new program and would be committed to making the University of Florida one of the top programs in the country. I love my confidence. I was always pretty bold and feeling like you're never going to get what you don't ask for. So some of this doesn't surprise me.
When you got her here and got in front of her, she's got some incredible charisma, incredible ability to communicate. You know, the thing that probably stuck out to us is she had won 2 national championships. Obviously at Florida, we aspire to win championships, and she had 2 natties in her back pocket. And it just felt like it might work.
I was 26 when I started, which was still really young to be in that type of environment and that spotlight, because certainly much, much different than Barry.
She got the job. She offered me the assistant position. My first experience at the University of Florida is turning left on Stadium Drive and seeing this huge, massive football stadium. I'm like, oh, okay. This is a little bit bigger than Methodist College.
We hired Becky a year before we even started playing. We felt it was important to give her an opportunity to go recruit, to spread the message, to teach us about women's soccer. I mean, we didn't add a sport just to add a sport. We added a sport to win.
We knew we were going to have to be tough to be able to even compete at the level that we wanted to. So finding players who not only were necessarily just the best players, but also had that grit in them and that were willing to put themselves out there in a situation where failure is definitely an option. Trying to discern which people fit that and how they fit that was a big part of our recruiting.
I went to Highlands Ranch High School in Colorado. I didn't know if I'd get a chance to play in college or not. Nobody was knocking down my door when I was going through the process.
I don't think it was a lot of heavy hitters in the recruiting process with her, but once we saw her, we're like, we have to have her.
It's just so crazy how lucky I was that Becky ended up at this game in this tournament where I won a few air balls. But at the time, I was still like, Florida? There was no teammates, future teammates to meet or anything.
We would have like track and field athletes, volleyball players, you name it, tennis players. They were the ones who were hosting our players and showing them what it was like to be a Florida Gator.
I think I stayed with track athletes one night and then maybe basketball the other night. And the encompassing family that you kind of got from just being around them was just amazing. And like you kind of just knew that they were going to take care of the athletic department.
You're kind of showing them a vision of what you think it will be, and you're sort of trying to have to sell them on your blind faith.
Becky just was like a breath of fresh air. You knew she was super committed and she was young and totally into it. She had like the jersey, which she held up, and it had like my name already stitched on the back. It said Peony, and that had my number, and I don't think I'd ever told her what my number was.
So I graduated high school in '94, and at that time there wasn't a program at Florida. I went to Butler University in Indiana. I had contacted Becky and said, I'm a little unhappy, I'm considering transfer, are there any openings?
Carrie was a really, really smart player, a technical player, tactical player. So when she called us, I was like, yes, please, where do we sign?
We wanted to win, and we wanted to win the championship, and that's what we told recruits. And they came on that promise.